The Nine Unknown Men, Great Ashoka's Secret Society. Secret organizations like the Freemasons and Illuminati are probably familiar to you, but are you familiar with the Secret Society of Great Ashoka? There is also a private organization in India, the Nine Unknown Men, founded by the great Mauryan Emperor Ashoka in 270 BC. The Nine Unknown Men was a secret club that significantly influenced social, political, economic, and scientific progress. Ashoka ordered his 9 unknown soldiers always to remain confidential, and it is believed that they still exist, and the secrets kept by them have been passed down through generations. Who are the 9 Unknown Men? Around 270 BCE, the Mauryan Emperor Ashoka formed the 9 Unknown Men, a secret club dedicated to preserving and developing certain personal information that could be dangerous to humanity if it fell into the wrong hands. As a result, it's safe to assume that we know far less than we don't when it comes to history over the years. While most of it may be attributed to a lack of knowledge, some areas were explicitly supposed to prevent commoners from learning about them. Later Talbot Mundy named them 9 Unknown Men. But who these 9 people were? It remains a puzzle. Why was the 9 Unknown Men formed? Until Ashoka invaded Kalinga, he was known as a ruthless leader. He won the Kalinga War at the expense of 1,000,000 deaths, and the massive loss of life and terrible slaughter transformed him into a Buddhist. Following that, Ashoka dedicated his life to the pursuit of wisdom and peace. Samrat Ashoka realized that ancient India had amassed immense knowledge and human civilization, which he needed to preserve since he feared it would be a calamity if it fell into the wrong hands. So he founded a secret group, the 9 Unknown Men, to preserve knowledge and Indian civilization. Microbiology, propaganda, cosmology, physiology, sociology, alchemy, light, communication, and gravity were among the subjects Ashoka taught. History. Secret societies have always been a feature of advanced civilizations, and the cloud of mystery surrounding secret societies can be linked to their description. They are intended to be secret. Whether it's the Illuminati or the Priory of Shaun, several private organizations have existed, and many believe they are the ones who have been governing the world behind the scenes, away from the eyes of the general people. However, when it comes to India, we appear to have had one of the oldest and most powerful secret organizations, known as the 9 Unknown Men, founded by Ashoka the Great about 2,000 years ago. Emperor Ashoka was supposed to believe that knowledge is power, and that the key to preserving that power is to gather, develop, and apply knowledge in a way that can be used for significant actions, but can also be horrible if it falls into the wrong hands. As a result, he gathered 9 of India's most brilliant brains from diverse fields and disciplines to organize a secret society known as the 9 Unknown Men. This secret society was formed to amass as much scientific knowledge as possible and preserve them. Natural science, psychology, matter composition, physics, chemistry, astrology, and astronomy are a few examples. Only those 9 men were allowed to study and develop scientific theories and technologies because Ashoka was afraid that if ordinary men were given this knowledge, they would use it for destruction. To preserve and improve this, each of the 9 guys was tasked with creating, updating, and revising a book. When one of the 9 could no longer carry out the work due to death, bad health, or a desire to resign, the responsibility was passed on to a carefully chosen replacement. The point was that the society had to have 9 members at all times. For nearly 2,000 years, the community of the 9 Unknown Men has existed. In 1923, Talbot Mundy, an English writer, was influenced by this story and published The 9 Unknown Men. Before writing the book, he did a lot of research. The transcripts penned by the great Emperor Ashoka himself proved to be the most helpful aspect of his investigation. He deduced and compiled a list of 9 books written by the 9 persons based on those records. This list has a wide range of support. Those 9 books are: Physiology. This book covered physiology and demonstrated how to murder someone merely by touching them, a technique known as the touch of death, which involves reversing a nerve impulse. It is also said that a leak from this book resulted in the martial art of judo. Communication. This book included a study of communication methods. He is both a terrestrial and an alien being. The 9 Unknown were aware of aliens and the outside world according to this. Gravity. The secrets of gravity were revealed in this book, as well as detailed directions on constructing the Vedic Vimana. or simply an aircraft. Microbiology. Microbiology and biotechnology were the focus of this book. Propaganda. This book discusses propaganda and psychological warfare strategies. Cosmology. The study of the universe's concerns was incorporated into this book. Alchemy. This book was primarily concerned with alchemy and metal transmutation. Light. This book was about the properties of light, such as its speed and how to utilize it as a weapon. Sociology. The subject of sociology is covered in the 9th and last volume. It provided guidelines for society's progress and methods for predicting its destruction. The legends and the proof of their existence. The secret society books that have been written. In 1923, Talbot Mundy published 9 Unknown Men, a half-myth and scientific theory about Ashoka's secret organization. In 1960, Jacques Bergier and Louis Pauwels claimed that the 9 unknown men were real and that the narrative of Pope Sylvester II was represented in their book, The Morning of the Magicians. Some contemporary novels, such as Swap and Saxona's Finders Keepers, 2015, and Christopher C. Doyle's Mahabharata Secret, 2013, address India's old secret society. Talking Bronze Head. According to the first French pope, Pope Sylvester II traveled to India on a mysterious expedition. He met the 9 unknown and learned astonishing abilities during his journey. He also learned how to make a bronze head to answer yes or no questions. This talking skull worked in a way that was comparable to binary systems. The Pope had the ancient robot skull and a slew of other astounding inventions based on the knowledge he gained from the 9 unknown men. All of his dreams, however, were destroyed after he died. Shocking anti-gravitational research. The procedure of manufacturing interstellar spaceships with the use of anti-gravitational laws is one of the texts maintained by the 9 unknown. It also goes over legema, a physiological phenomenon that allows humans to defy gravity. When some of the books were discovered in Tibet, where India was unwilling to take anti-gravitational studies seriously, China proclaimed that the text would be used for scientific research on the anti-gravitational force. Books helped to cure the plague and cholera. We all know Alexander Emil Jean Yersin saved the world from bubonic cholera and the plague. Still, a lesser-known fact is that he traveled to Madras, India, where he met the descendants of the 9 unknown men and learned how to make an immunotoxin that could be used as a cholera treatment. The secret society is supposed to have been known throughout Ashoka's reign, but they kept it a secret because they promised to keep secrets. Finally, when the illness became too severe to endure in 1890, the descendants told Yersin about it. The secret behind the purity of Ganges. According to Louis Jacqueliot, a French barrister, colonial judge, lecturer, and author, the water of the Holy River remains uncontaminated, despite millions of pilgrims suffering from infectious diseases taking a dip in the waters of the Ganges every day. Jacqueliot suggested that the 9 unknown men may have invented the technology of sterilizing by radiation long before new science had even considered it. He further stated that the Ganga has a secret temple in the riverbed that generates radiation and keeps the water pure, claiming that no other river has this fantastic property. The secret of space travel, gravitation, and aerodynamics that India preserves. The book Vaimanika Shastra, written by the 9 unknown men, contains many secrets about aerodynamics, gravity, and space travel. Many hypotheses have circulated that ancient India had airplanes that could fly and travel across space, as depicted in the Ramayana and Mahabharata. Though there have been many theories refusing these claims, the Sanskrit text discovered in Lhasa that contains instructions for building interstellar ships, as well as the ancient Indian scripts found in Afghanistan that resemble the description of Vimana, indicate that the 9 unknown have preserved knowledge of gravity, aerodynamics, and space travel. Scientific revelations written on palm leaves. It is stated that 9 unknown men knew the mysteries of gravity, which were primarily concerned with gravity control. Extracts of scientific findings are thought to have been discovered written on palm leaves. Heat, light, electromagnetic fields, color, identifying the components of sun rays, directions on creating machines to capture solar energy, and instructions on communication with extraterrestrials are all thought to be included in these palm leaves. The knowledge was discovered in the villages of Karnataka in southern India, and the writing written on these palm leaves is known as Amsu Badini, the knowledge of the power of influencing the mass. It is thought that the first book of secrets kept by the Nine Unknown has precise instructions on psychological warfare, which can be utilized to affect the public. This information can help you gain dominion over the entire world. Hitler, who intended to conquer the world as a whole, is said to have been fascinated by these manuscripts and attempted to extract knowledge from them several times. During the 1930s, he dispatched numerous expeditions to Tibet and India to gather information. Some suspect that Nazis obtained some classified material and used it to manipulate Germans. Conclusion: does this article seem fun to read and share? On the other hand, was the Nine Unknown Men genuine? If yes, Great Ashoka did a fantastic job entrusting all of this knowledge to the 9 men of undisclosed identity. This information can be found in Ashoka's transcripts. However, it's difficult to accept that an ancient tribe has lived in secrecy for nearly 2,000 years. According to some researchers, this legend is only just a great legend. However, Ashoka ordered his 9 unknown soldiers to remain secret, and it is thought that they still exist and guard these secrets and pass them through the generations.